he had a different perspective. He had a different perspective. Two men in the same prison cell looked out of the window. One saw sand, the other one saw stars. It depends. You can be in the same situation and one person has a different perspective of the whole situation. Now we know the guy who probably said, looked up in the sky for the dead bird and said, where? We know he's probably special. And so we have to love special people too. There are special people in the world. And God gives us a grace. Thank God for grace. Amazing grace. So many folks have somebody in their family who is special. And God gives you a grace to deal with the special one. We won't call any names. Just look straight ahead. Nobody will know that it's your family. But every family has somebody, you know, whose elevator doesn't go all the way to the top, whose cheese has slid off the cracker. It's not playing with a full deck, you know. I mean, who's, not all of their chairs are at the dining room table. They've lost some of their marbles. I mean, we understand. We do understand. Now, your goal, here's your goal. It should be to become a master of change instead of a victim of change. You want to become a master of change, not a victim of change. That's the goal, to become a master of change, not a victim of change. If you are in a world that is changing, technology is changing, that we have incredibly in our world today, we are dealing with what I call steep changes, S-T-E-E-P, sociological changes, technological changes, environmental changes, economic changes, and political changes. That's just a few of the changes that we are dealing with. It's not just that one thing has changed. I mean, it's not that the prices, the stock market is fluctuating, going here, the ocean, the ebb and flow of the ocean is changing. No. We are experiencing massive change on so many fronts in our world today that you've got to be able to find an anchor to say, how do I manage this change so that I don't become a victim of this? I don't want the tsunami of change that is happening, that is breaking up the foundations through the earthquake, and then the tsunami is washing out everything that I have known as reality. How do I deal with all of the stuff that is happening in my life at one time? And you can go through some of your own personal earthquakes and tsunamis that shake your life and that throw you off of your balance. It just knocks you off of your feet. You can go and get a medical examination and have a report that becomes an earthquake and a tsunami to you personally. How do you deal with it when all of a sudden you were strong and could take care of yourself, when in a moment of time you can have an accident that can incapacitate you? And you need somebody else to serve you when you have been so used to serving yourself. How can that make you feel? In just a moment of time, your entire existence as you know it can change.